Today, I'm going to lie to my friend about board games. Hey everyone, I'm Chaz, joined again by my good friend Mick, who came all the way down to my new recording area that I'm still in the process of setting up though, but to help me break it in by recording a series of videos with me.
What would you like me to break?
I should have rephrased my email. Instead of breaking things, I'm actually going to try and break you.
Uh-oh.
I will break you. What I've done is I have put together a little game here. I'm going to read you off 5 questions, and each question is going to list 4 games. And of those 4 games, one of them is a real game or board game related event that has happened, and the other 3 totally fictional. And if you can correctly guess at least 3 out of 5, you will win a fancy time prize.
I like fancy time.
That's why I invited you to play. Do you understand the rules of the game?
You're going to lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to call you out on your lies.
Yeah, so just like high school.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. So our first question is related to this little game called Cards Against Humanity, which I'm assuming you are familiar with.
Yes.
Okay, so like any successful product, there's bound to be people that are inspired by it, creating their own knockoffs. So
Right.
I'm going to read you 4 products that were inspired by Cards Against Humanity, and one of them is real. Okay, and you got to guess which one is real.
Okay.
First of all, is a game called That's My Legacy, in which players combine real-life stories with fictional events that come from cards that they're dealt. And then their opponents have to decide which is which. Okay?
All right.
Your second option is Crabs Adjust Humidity, going off the old wordplay pun variation there. A compatible but completely unauthorized expansion made by a third party. Your third option is a game called That's a Pile of Mirrored. Okay? Which consists of a deck of 150 cards, each featuring a curse word from a different language. And players need to guess either the language or the curse word in English for bonus points. Okay? And finally, your fourth choice is Charades for Jerks. And as per the game's tagline, written by the publisher, it's Cards Against Humanity, but with charades. Unless the Cards Against Humanity legal department is asking, then it's totally not. So there's your options.
Wow. So that's a pile of mirrored. I hope that exists. I don't think it does.
Okay.
Only because I actually have Crabs Adjust Humidity.
I was concerned that you may have had the inside scoop on this one.
Yeah, that one I know.
You are correct. Crabs Adjust Humidity is the actual Cards Against Humanity knockoff from this list that exists. So you're 1 point already.
1 point.
You are winning. All right. Question number 2 is concerning certain production problems that board game manufacturers can run into from time to time. Sometimes they get a little overly ambitious.
Sure.
So of these 4 unexpected production problems, you tell me which one actually happened. Okay? First one. When backers of the kickstarted game Humanity's Epic Quest for Fame and Success received their copies of the game, they were disappointed to discover that the game was merely just a Monopoly knockoff with different art and text. Okay? 2, the initial print run of the legacy-style card game Planet of Spies, featuring cards with scratch-off areas similar to lottery tickets, had to be scrapped when it was discovered that this scratch-off material was applied to the wrong area of each card. Okay? So the legacy stuff that was hidden was revealed, and the stuff that was supposed to be public was hidden. Okay? Number 3, the Kickstarter for Heroes Quest 25th Anniversary Edition, which is actually this awesome classic game from our childhood, from about 25 years ago. The Kickstarter for its 25th Anniversary Edition had to be canceled when it was discovered that the company that was running the Kickstarter hadn't actually bothered to obtain the rights to publish it. Okay? And number 4, in a truly ironic twist, delivery of the card game Leapfrog Jr. was delayed when a horde of migrating frogs caused the road from the warehouse to be closed for a day.
Well, the Planet of Spies thing, that game sounds really intriguing, but I hope that that's not true.
Why? What about that?
Because I love that idea.
Yeah, it is an excellent idea. Perhaps somebody tried, but
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
All right. I think I'm going to go with number 1.
The Monopoly one?
Yeah, I can see how that would happen.
All right. There are a metric ton of Monopoly knockoffs and variants out there. However, that was not the case this time. The actual production problem that occurred this time was that the Kickstarter for Hero Quest's 25th Anniversary Edition was put up on Kickstarter by a Spanish company, and then the actual holders of the Hero Quest IP had to write to Kickstarter and say, we never sold these guys our IP, and if you go to the Kickstarter page for it now, the entire Kickstarter page is just a copy of the letter from the people who actually owned IP, explaining this wasn't supposed to be made, this wasn't authorized.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there you go. You are
1 and 1.
1 and 1. World of potential ahead of you. All right. For question number 3. You know how corporations just love to find ways to tie their products into games. Okay? So here I have 4 examples of ill-conceived corporate product tie-ins. Okay? So, first one was from the ASPCA, a nice, wonderful organization that loves animals. The ASPCA ran an Indiegogo campaign to finance a card game called Forever Home, which also included a gift certificate for having your pet spayed or neutered. Or, at the New York Toy Fair, Outback Steakhouse had a booth and was showing a prototype of a game based on the restaurant chain with plans to include an actual onion in each box along with a recipe to make their famous bloomin' onions. Tasty. Tasty. Choice number 3. Identity protection company LifeLock announced an unnamed game in which players would be given access to an actual consumer database full of real names and addresses protected by their company to demonstrate how resilient their product was against hackers. The game was never produced. And finally, option number 4, JetBlue published a game called Get Packing, which included an actual voucher for a free round-trip plane ticket anywhere that the airline flies.
Wow. The JetBlue thing would be slick, but that definitely doesn't sound real. The LifeLock one, I can see that being feasible as... doesn't the owner of that post his social security number on billboards or something?
Fun, real fact about that, his identity was stolen 7 times after he ran that ad campaign.
All right. Can't say I buy the onion.
I think that was going to be the name of the game. Buy the onion. But you don't see that one?
No.
Not a lot of fresh produce in board games these days.
No, not really, probably. I love the idea of having a coupon to have your pet spayed or neutered. I don't know that that's real, but I want it to be real, so I'm going to go with that one.
Okay. Well, so you're locking in the ASPCA's game called Forever Home, in which they gave away a free voucher to have your pet spayed or neutered. You were close. It was a game that included a free voucher for something, but it was actually JetBlue published a game called Get Packing in which they gave away free plane tickets in each copy of the game.
Wow.
They had a print run of like 200 to 400, and they sold out within seconds of being released on Amazon. But, yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get in on that, did you?
No. I did kind of tweet about it, but I figured there was no way in the world that I would be able to scoop one up. But if I had been able to, it would have made going to conventions a lot easier. Yeah. So you are 1 and 2. So you need to get both of these. I believe in you. Against my better judgment, I believe in you. So let's go on to question number 4 and see if you can pull this guy out. This question is about the combination of 2 things we all love, food and board games. And the question I like to call, these board games are making me thirsty. Okay? So number 1, which of these food tie-ins is an actual game? Number 1 is Catan Chocolate Edition. including 32 bars made from the finest Belgian chocolate, depicting knights, cities, settlements, and roads. Or Hungry Hungry Hippos Skittles Edition, in which the white marbles that the hippos gobble up all the time are replaced with a variety of colorful Skittles bite-sized candies. Or Bar Fighter Beer and Pretzels Edition, in which the meeples that the players battle are made out of pretzels and are eaten when they're defeated. Or the Game of Life Stoners Edition, sold only in Colorado for a limited print run. This version of the Game of Life includes a 2-ounce bag of cannabis in every box. And instead of featuring a long, winding path representing the player's life, there's just a little circle that they go around made up of 8 squares.
And I hope that there's a it's my turn marker for that game.
So you don't forget?
Yes.
That doesn't Stoner Flux actually come
Yes.
with that? Okay. Well, there you go.
Boy, eating the game pieces, that's the ultimate legacy game there.
Yeah, that's true.
Boy, Bar Fighter. The chocolate Catan, that just sounds not very replayable. None of these do, really.
No, yeah.
Hungry Hungry Hippos with Skittles. That might be a cool tie-in.
I wonder if the Skittles would be round enough to make it work. But I guess if you pour enough Skittles onto the board, and really, I think that's really what 99% of the game would be all about.
Yeah.
That and cleaning up the ants that it would infest your house after playing.
Boy, this one's a really hard one. I'm going to go with Bar Fighter.
All right, you're going to go with Bar Fighter Beer and Pretzels Edition, in which the meeples the players battle are made out of pretzels and are eaten when they're defeated. As awesome as that sounds, the actual answer actually is Chocolate Catan.
Whoa.
Yes, it's an official Catan product, and you're right,
Wow.
not a lot of replayability to it.
Yeah, and don't play it on a hot day.
Exactly. Catan Rats, the Sun Ruined My Game edition.
Yes.
All right. So you cannot win the prize. I will not give it to you at all, even if you ask. But there's still one more question. So are you still in for the one more question?
Let's go whole hog here.
All right. Let's go. Okay, our final question is titled, You're Trying Too Hard, Gary. And this is about things. Sometimes board game companies, they get a little too ambitious, and they get these thoughts in their head that if they had thought it through, they might have realized that might not have been the best tactic to take when trying to promote your board game. Okay, so which of these 4 tactical errors in PR actually happened? 1, in response to negative press about their minimum advertised pricing policy, publisher Surefire Games dropped the policy, but only after increasing the MSRP of their best-selling game by nearly 734% and adding a sticker to the box that said, "So there." Okay. So, number 2, to advertise the Kickstarter campaign for their game based on the mature audience's graphic novel Hate, publisher CMON released a 3-minute and 42-second video filled with so much unnecessary and gratuitous profanity that it likely turned away as many Kickstarter backers as it gained. Number 3, to combat bootlegging Cyborg Poker, a game that combines traditional poker with a mobile app, publisher Lucky Roller started including a unique code in each copy of the game that customers would have to fax in to the company in order to unlock the game's app. Okay. And a game by designer Martin McRee about taking the best photographs, called White Balance, had to be scrapped completely when the meaning of the game's name was totally misinterpreted by absolutely everybody.
Yeah. The using a fax machine, that would be a misguided marketing there, because who has a fax?
That is a good point.
Yeah. Though what sounds most likely to have happened is the hate.
The profanity-filled
Yeah.
video?
Yeah, I can totally see that happening.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you locking in your
I
answer?
will. I'll lock it in.
All right. Well, You were right, and you locked in 2 out of 5, which means you were so close to winning the prize, but I'm still not going to give it to you. All right, so yes, you got really close. Now, I'm curious. I suspected that you knew about the crabs adjust humidity beforehand, but had you actually heard of any of these other news stories before we began?
No, none of them.
Thank you so much for joining me for this game.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was really awesome. It was a neat little thing to do here. In the meantime, though, I want to thank everybody for watching and to remind you that to subscribe to the channel is actually what I should remind everyone to do, because it's probably a thing that should be done at this point. And also to remind you that videos like this are made possible by viewers just like you who have been supporting the Pair of Dice Paradise Pod Pledge fundraising campaign. Every donation helps to make more videos, and they're all really appreciated. So thank you all for your support and consideration. Until next time, I've been Chaz Marler, joined by my friend Mick. Take care and have a good day.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was really awesome. It was a neat little thing to do here. And to put your board game trivia knowledge to the test.
Yeah, it's too bad I don't get your voice on my voicemail.
I know, you barely ever have the opportunity to hear my voice on your voicemail, do you? It's so rare. So maybe next time, though. Maybe next time.